Morning, folks. Summer's disappeared for a while. Well, I've had a good innings, as we say in the cricket world. A good innings. Right, so watercolour paper. This is the Fabriano £130, and I'm using it at the moment for oil painting. Yeah, yesterday I did a knife painting, and that's doing very well on YouTube and Facebook. I'm going to do a brush painting on this now. It's unprimed, straight out of the pack, and just a simple bit of water, and sort of a Norfolk-y scene. Some distant trees in the background, or distant hills. Bigger tree there, smaller one there, and some grasses and some bits of texture. It's about creating the illusion of detail. Texture, it's all about texture. It's taken me years to come to that sort of conclusion, really. I'm one of the greatest texturists that I can remember, and who painted difficult things, made it look easy, was Edward Seago, a Norfolk painter, died I think 1968. Sort of favourite of artists, especially in the UK, inspired many imitators. Very few can reach the heights that he reached, but nevertheless he did a lot of simple looking views, just landscapes, and made them look easy. There's one in particular with the sort of standard trees on the right, a little bit of a canal, and a gate. He called it the marsh gate. Very simple, very beautiful, and just about nigh impossible for most people to make a good job of copying it. But I'm not copying anything here. I'm just giving you a bit of background of Edward Seago, and how to drink a cup of tea without letting it get cold. So we have a bit of a cloudy sky, so for that I'm just using four colours, the cab red, ultramarine, cadmium yellow pale, and some yellow ochre. So basically three primaries with yellow ochre thrown in for good measure. So a bit of oil, and I was looking online. I want to get some more fast drying oil, but I don't want to buy a silly little bottle like that. And Jackson's were advertising a litre of fast drying oil for about, I don't know, can't remember. It wasn't that expensive, but they're still waiting for delivery. So I'll hang on for that, I think. Right, okay, bit of ultramarine, bit of oil, bit of the cad red. I'm keeping within that, or trying to, if I remember, that's a pencil line, because keep it off the mount when I put a mount on it. So a bit of ochre. I'm trying to do a Seago sky from memory. The painting on paper, when we say paper we mean oil, we mean watercolour paint paper. It's a wonderful surface. Constable did lots of sketches on watercolour paper, and they're as fresh today as they were 200 years ago when he painted them. So there's a good start for the sky. Keep the brush clean. We can go over that. No, we've got a bit dark, we've got to get much lighter now. There's plenty of oil just to get it flowing. Bit of ochre. Don't want pure white, we're not. Right, let's get some cloud back. Oops, that went wrong. What's that? There's my bristles. Okay, now the water, or the oil, sorry, oil will be sucked out of the paint now and it will go into the paper. So we've got to, let's go, let's get more light. Right, okay, put a bit of background in now. I have a bit of a lighter colour, change my brush. Drink my tea. Right, a bit of blue, sort of a cloud colour. It's still a bit dark, that colour, so we'll if we can just lighten it a bit. Trying to give a bit of direction to the sky. Right, just scumming over that blue background. It's okay. A bit layered, but we can change that a little bit. Right, let's get some trees in now. This will be a slightly bluer tree because it's more distant, so we'll just mix some blue, some red. I've got some alizarin crimson out there. Texture. Right, that's just the base colour, because we've got to put light back in that, and we've got to put some darker shadows, and you get a really good dark green with mixing the primaries. Right, let's start. We've build up the base colour of the other one, which is warmer. A bit of light in there. But remember, if you want light to show, you've got to put it against something dark. And that'll come in there where the texture is going to be. Let's just get a little bit of bluey green in here. Okay. Mix a bit of that red with the more of the greeny colour. Get a bit of a warmer look. I love a bit of stipple. Right, tea. When that soaks in a bit, I'll try to get some more light in that. Now we're going uphill a bit, so let's get some of this down here. Get the horizon horizontal a bit. Right, this is just the base. Want some of that well, let's get the grass across there. So a bit of ochre, a touch of yellow. A bit of red in with that ochre. Right, just pushing the brush. Oh, get some nice green in here. Bit of oil. I don't know if Seago used a worn out old brush or new brushes, but are very quite sparse, they're bristles, but they do some marvellous things. Good warm in there. Green. Not green, just 3 primaries. It's all about that illusion. Get some dark because you need dark to show light. Contrast. Texture and contrast. What happens after that is down to you. Get some nice dark. Oh, well, let's put some of that water in. Just showing that. Ooh, it's gone down too far there. Okay. Well, I've got some light in, more light in the sky, a bit more light, streaky light in there. Right, so let's get this. We'll get some bushes in there. Well, get the dark in these reeds. Look, reeds, bit of light. I can see that sort of drying in now, a little bit. You can't see the palette, I can't really show you it because the piece of paper is too big to pin at the side. So you're just going to take my word, but I'm just mixing 3 primaries. Blue, red and yellow in different proportions. We've got more dark in here. Get the dark in and then you can go over with the light. Need some more blue out, I think. Even better if I use a bit of that alizarin crimson. Right, plenty of dark in there. Let's just drag that down there. I get an impression of a reflection. By putting the reflection in, it turns the water. I know the water's too dark at the moment, but that's just a way to go. Right, let's get in with some bit of light, some greens. I was trying to explain to one of my friends on YouTube and Facebook about the person was showing every blade of grass, but really if you do that you're filling all the detailing for the viewer, whereas when you just suggest something, it tends to involve the viewer in the process of interpretation. It's quite hard to no. Just a few greens, light colours over that, and then you get your illusion of detail. Look, the illusion. Just use a brush. Look, this might dry quite a bit darker. I'll put some more dark in there. Because it's soaking the colour into the sheet of paper. This is 130 pound weight, so it's about 30% wood pulp, and rather than 100% rag. There's about 70% rag in this. But we're just establishing the scene. Now I want some nice ochre, light ochre red colour, plenty of white. Get that grass coming up into those trees there. Oh, that's still a little bit dark, so right, okay. Swig of tea, let's have a little think about this. I've got two wonderful books on Seago and a comprehensive catalogue. I've seen a couple of the exhibitions of his work in the Portland Gallery by the Ritz in Piccadilly. Wonderful, but his paintings, they just don't go for the sort of money you would think, considering how great he was. But he was great in an era where things were going abstract, and he didn't go abstract. He didn't need to go abstract, because all the exhibitions he ever held or held on his behalf were sold out the night before, and people were limited to one painting per person, or two people per paint, because people were just walking out them under their arms. It was so popular. Right, I want to get a bit of a tree in there, or a scrubby bush. Oh. So we filled that bit in. Got to do more stipple on that, but I want to just go and put in some. Well, let's go back on the sky. Just lighten it a bit. Bits of white in here. There's little clouds drifting across the firmament. Oh, good word. So I want that light to show in the sort of dyke, this Norfolk scene. Well, I think we've got quite a bit of light in that sky now, so let's go back to just bunging some of that in. Okay, so we can put a bit more dark in this foreground now. A bit more blue out. Let's try and get a bike ride in this morning. Not doing much really, except being retired. Oh, I've took my tea now. Okay, it's dark. So that's a crimson, or that alizarin crimson. Darker than that. Right, now we'll get some light under that tree now. So some yellow, bit of white. Right, there's some darker shadow under here. Sort of a reddy, mauvey sort of colour here. I don't disparage stipple. You don't have to do everything with a lovely, expensive bristle, flat or something. I've sort of grown out of those. Right, let's get some of that light back here, underneath. You can paint every leaf if you wish, but this is a much easier way of doing it. Alright, let's do a bit on this one here. Okay, that's perhaps a little bit more darker colour back in there. Don't want any patterns. If you see a line, you can't always see if you're close up to it. Right, now we're going to get some good light on that horizon. Right, I'm going to strengthen that up a bit. I want the bush sort of coming down under that tree. The size of this is 15 by 11. with a few bits of lighter sky colour. Catching a bit of light on the top of that bushy bit. Just open that up a bit. Nearly done now. Catch a little bit of that light. And a bit more light in that water, I think. And then a little bit of straggly stuff going up there. What did I say? Yeah. Right, okay, now good dark. See, amazing how far you can go. With just a few, well, simple primaries. 1, 2, 3, basically 3 colours plus plus the ochre. Which look, all those grasses, you don't. Oh well, anyway, that's it. I'm going to put the mount on that. Put that on the top there. Oh, itchy on. Make sure my fingers are clean before I put this dirty mount on. Well, there we are. I think I'd put that there. Put a clip on. Okay, now I think there was a little bit more light in there. Right, well, that'll do. Well, before we hang up, I'll just go over that margin. Just fill in that little bit there. Right, I think we've more or less done that. I'll see what you guys think of it, if it's worth putting on Etsy. Right, okay, there we are. Mounts back. You can have a look at it and I'll get this one uploaded. Okay, well that's fine. What you'll find is as it starts to dry, it'll go more like a pastel. But it's a beautiful surface to work on. You don't want one that's too rough, otherwise you'll be spending most of your time filling in the holes. But how long has that taken? 37 minutes, let's say 38 minutes. Well, that's not bad, is it, for a masterpiece? Still just creating the illusion of detail. I didn't paint anything in particular to look like anything other than suggest it. I just made suggestions. You know though these are trees, you know these are on the bank, you know that's a bit of a waterway. I haven't made it too obvious. And that all this is grass, but it was just done with a rough old brush. No. Sky was done with that one. So 2 brushes. I'd only used that one because it filled the sky a bit quicker than that one would have done. But they're out the same package, £15 for 15 brushes for £8, £8. Wonderful value, absolutely fantastic. I'll go and clean my brushes now. So I'll let you look at that for a minute.